My name is Arman, and in this video I'm going to talk to you all about some of the techniques that you can use by using the Python programming language to clean your data. And if you have not checked out my previous video, which I explain what does data cleaning mean, go ahead and check it out. There will be a card above so you can click on it and check that one video out. That being said, there is a GitHub link under the description, and you will have access to this worksheet that you see on my page, and you will have access to the database I have provided. And I recommend you all to fill in the worksheet yourself and then check your answers with the video or the completed version that's also on GitHub. Let's get started. So for the sake of data cleaning for this video, I'm going to use Python, and I'm going to use pandas. Import pandas. So we're gonna add our library. Next step is loading the database, and we just say df equals, df stands for data frame, equals to pd, and then we're gonna use a method within pandas which is called read underscore csv, and the name of the file is, I think, sample data.csv. Fully worked, it loaded the database on it. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna explore our database. So we can do df.head to show us a table, the different columns and different rows. The first five, I'm pretty sure, I think it's just a 5x5 data set anyway. So it's just, these are all of the data points that we have here. If you want to see what's the shape of your data frame, you can just do df.shape. And as you see the 5 rows and 5 columns right there. And then the last thing I want to show you all is df types. And what this does, it shows all the columns of your data set and what is a data type of each column. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do on step 4, I'm going to handle the missing data. Well, before I do that, let me just take a look at there you go. Let's take a look at this again. So as you can see, we have a couple of missing data here. How are we going to handle that? So what I want you to do is do df.isNull.sum. Okay, so this shows which one are null. But if I just do in a parenthesis here, so it shows that we have one age that has under the column of age, we have one row that is null, and then we have in salary also have one row that is null as well too. Cool. So how are we gonna handle that? And you can see that here too, age and salary we have. So for the salary, one thing we can do, we can get the average salary and add that average salary as the salary of the employee ID or Jane, basically, that doesn't have the salary. So let's do that. Okay, so df salary, and you can reference the column either by writing df brackets and the salary in the quotation marks, or you can just also write it in this way to df dot salary. So df salary equals to df salary dot fill na. Na means, as you can see, is na, the empty spot on the salary column. Fill na. And how we're gonna fill it? We're gonna fill it with df dot salary dot mean. If I reload this again, oh, maybe we should do this. Let me load the database one more time. Okay, now let's check it out. There you go. So now we have the min. So we have another row here which does not have age, and we're not necessarily going to go average that age. Another way to handle missing data is we can just remove that row of data. So how are we going to remove a row of data? And let me just comment this line. So we just say df. So we just say df equals df dot drop NA. And then what this does, it drops that row. All right, so in this case, we do not have duplicate data, but we can, first of all, we can go check for that. Same as we could check for if there's any null. So how are we gonna check for the duplicate data? We just put df dot duplicated dot sum, and then we have 0 duplicated ones, so which as you can see is true, and we are cool with that. However, for a case that you do have one, you can just do df equals to df dot drop duplicates. And what this does basically drops the row, the extra rows. Next, we're gonna handle outliners. All right, so what do we mean by handling outliners? So let's say we have so many different salaries, and I don't know yet, we gotta calculate this, but let's say we have a mean of salaries is like what, 50K, and then, but we have somebody that has making 100K. So you want what we do, we basically try to understand how many standard deviation is each salary is from the mean, basically, and that will help us to understand what are outliners and what data are just so away from the mean. And so what we're gonna do to figure that out, we're gonna use a method called z-score. How we're gonna do that? To calculate the z-score, we come right here and we do np. Oh, before I do that, I need to add the numpy's libraries as well too. So I'm just gonna come right here, say import numpy as np. Numpy is basically a library that helps us with a lot of calculations of mathematics. Do say np.abs, and abs stands for absolute value, and we do df.salary minus df.salary df.mean. We're gonna put this in the parentheses over df.salary and then dot standard deviation. All right, let's check the parentheses. So now we come here and define our outlier, which is equals to df, and then basically any z-score that is what? More than 3. So if it's more than 3, it's true. And then last thing, we're gonna come here and then define our outlier. Perfect. And we just say z-score that's 3. Perfect. So now let's also run it. Yes, these scores here. Also these scores here. Okay, so we have false. So which means there are not outliers in our case here. Cool. Next, we're gonna do some data formatting. So for example, we want to make sure that our df.age equals to df.age.asType. We want to make sure it's int, so we can just do it like that. That's how you format data. And then the last thing we're going to do is data transformation. So what we want to do here, we're going to I want to add a new column. I'm going to call it df salary increase, and and our salary increase is going to be df.salary times 1.1, which means I'm gonna raise the salaries by 10%. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so as you see, in the new column that we created, we have the salaries raised by 10%. Sounds good. Last but not least, we want to export it. And we want to export it, for example, to CSV again. So to CSV. And just gonna save it as clean data. Clean data dot CSV. Perfect. This is all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe this video, and turn your notification on so you don't miss any of my videos. And as always, yes I am.